Well, isn't he all Mr. High and Mighty with his big sword that could kill me with one swipe and I'm sorry, sir, please don't hurt me.
Hey, what's up YouTube land? MGO here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Takara Transformers MP24 Masterpiece StarSaber! So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Here we have a very big box here, typical Masterpiece fare, picture of the toy, picture of the alt mode, Cybertron the Commander StarSaber! On the side, you just have Transformers Masterpiece, bunch of warning stuff and things that I can't read and whatnot. On the back, you have your obligatory product shots, does this, that, the other, all of that good stuff. And that's basically it for the packaging. I don't throw Masterpiece boxes. Not the big ones anyway. The little ones can take it, but the big ones, no. They ding easy. But moving right along, here we have Masterpiece StarSaber. Of course, included in the box, you do get the obligatory Masterpiece collector's card there with a nice piece of artwork right there, and stuff I can't read except "Let's Say Go!" I never saw the show, so I have no idea what that's all about, but hey, maybe it's this motto or something. Robot mode, there's tech specs, lots of 9s and 10s, so he is just super great at everything, and there you have that. Of course, this version does come with the collector's coin, and you can see it's just the front of StarSaber's chest. Just peel away the little tape here. You open it up, and there you have Saber's chest, which looks really cool, and then you open that up, and there is the coin with StarSaber's head right there, 24 little Autobot logo. On the back, apparently, is the alt mode. You can only see a little bit of it there in the back. So there you go, the cool little collector's coins. So very nice. You do get a bunch of accessories that we will get into as is needed. Here is the Saber laser right there. You also get a hilt for a sword. You get a longer handle for a sword. You also get the 2 chromed blades for your swords. Very nicely done. You get the shield, which is very nicely done also. And you also get some stand parts that will become a flight stand. We'll get into that in a little bit. So we will just get right down to it. Now, let me say right off the bat, I know nothing about this character. I have no attachment to him whatsoever. I know nothing about this character. I know nothing. I didn't see the show he was in. I know nothing. All I'm going by is what's in the instructions. So do not try to quote any accurate information from me because I don't have it. But I am merely commenting on the toy itself, not the character, because I don't know jack about him. But first thing we will show off is this little guy who is apparently the Brain Master, and this guy is really well done. If my camera will focus, there we go. He is super tiny and has tons of paint apps on him, and that is just amazing. Like, even his face is painted. His little visor is painted. It's amazing how much they painted on this guy. He just has a lot of detail. He does have some articulation here. His arms do rotate a full 360. The legs can go forward and back. That's all the articulation he has, but he is a tiny little figure. Here he is next to Daniel, who came with Ultra Magnus, and you can see just how much smaller he is than Daniel. And I think this guy has twice as much paint than Daniel. So that's crazy. That is really insane. Just the level of painted detail on this guy. Like, even the tiny little thrusters up there are even painted in. That's just, wow. That's impressive how much work they put into this tiny little figure that he didn't have to. So there you have the Brain Master. And here we have Saber. Here we have Saber in his jet mode. Very nice jet mode. You got a little bit of chrome right up here. Nice red and white paint scheme. A little bit of blue underneath. That's more for robot mode. He does have the landing gears that flip down, and he does roll. He rolls very well. Nice Autobot symbols there on the wings. Nice transparent blue cockpits. And yeah, very cool. A little bit of yellow going on. These pieces right here, the thrusters are die-cast, so he does have some metal in them. Very, very nice. And you can open up the cockpit here, and you can see, again, some more molded detail. Also picked out in silver. Very, very nice. And you can take your Brainmaster here and put him in a sitting position. And he will sit comfortably in there. Close it up. And there you go. So now we can pilot Saber. Very, very cool. And for comparison, here he is with a Combiner Wars jet. Just so you can see how he scales there. Definitely bigger. You can see how that works. So there he is with a Combiner Wars jet. So there you go. But very, very nice. Very cool. I really, really dig this. Very nice looking jet mode. So we will now get into the bulk of the toy right here, which is the V-Star. Again, I'm just going by what the instructions say. Here is the V-Star, and this is the biggest chunk of the toy, the main chunk of the toy. I know in a lot of promotional pictures these little bits actually are sticking straight out, but honestly, the way this is designed, they kind of go in on their own. They're just on C-clips, so you can pop them out. But the thing is, if you pop them out and reverse them, then in robot mode you can't fan them out the way they're supposed to be in robot mode. So this is the way they're supposed to be, and you can kind of get them to stick straight forward, but most of the time they just kind of want to boop, stay in like that. So I leave it like that, whatever, it's no big deal to me, but hey, I'm sure that matters to somebody somewhere in the world. This helmet piece does attach via this little clamp right here. It's a little spring-loaded clamp that you just open up, and it just clamps onto this bar right here at the back of the helmet, which is a nice little feature. So it just holds right on, and then just sits right there. So little tabs right there. You just rest it right over. Holds over that piece. Very, very nice. He does have landing gears. Let me raise the camera because things are going to get a little awkward. But you want to open up these panels here with the Autobot symbols. You see that reveals some little molded vents here that are picked out in silver, which is very nice. I just want to flip out these little landing gears, which can be quite a bit of a pain to get out. Just flip that out. And flip that out. Come on. There we go. Then you come back here and you raise this red panel right there, and then flip out those wheels. Open that up, flip out those wheels, and there he has his landing gears. All good to go. Right there, and it does roll quite nicely. So that's very cool. Yes, there is a big gap here. Oh no! A gap! A hole! This is inexcusable! I hate this toy already. It's almost $200 toy with gaps in it. What? I'm sorry, I'm just... Hi, my name is M, and I make fun of people in the comments section. Welcome aboard! Sorry, I'm just making fun of people in the Scoria comments. But yes, there is a big hollow gap here in this mode. I'm sure this will enrage people and say for how much money you're spending, there should not be allowed. Yeah, but well, doesn't bother me. No, it doesn't bother me one bit, but I'm sure this enrages people. Apparently it does enrage people. If you read the Scoria comments. So yes, it has gaps. An almost $200 toy has a big gap right there. Oh no, the world is coming to an end. But he also does have this little hidden feature, which the instructions don't even say, I believe. You lift these up, and there are little missile pods in there. And they're just yellow. They're not really fully painted. They're just little yellow missile pods. But it's still a nice little hidden feature, which is cool. So you have that. You do have storage for the gun. Right here, there's a support right up here. You just take it, plug it in. And there you have that. You also get storage for the blades. Now, the smaller blade will go on the left side. You just lift up this little panel right here. There's a slot. You just slide it right in. Boop. Close that up. There's your storage. The right side is used for the longer blade. Slide that in. Boom. And there you go. You got storage for that. It seems like this is supposed to store somewhere. There's like a peg and a tab right here, and I have looked everywhere on this toy, on both parts. I see no place where this is supposed to store, and it seems like it should store somewhere, but the instructions say nothing. I don't know. I'm sure somebody will figure it out, and if somebody does, hey, let me know, because this is just wrecking my brain. I want to know if this actually goes somewhere, because it seems like it should. But anyway, this, again, I don't know if this actually goes anywhere. The instructions say nothing. This is kind of an extra bit that's just kind of hanging out, so... It does do a bit of parts forming. What? Parts forming on an almost $200 toy? That's inexcusable. Yes, yeah. But let's get down to the combine mode here of the vehicle. So to do that, you're just going to take these wings, you're just going to fold them up, take these back fins and fold them all down, like that. Flip up those landing gears, like so. And then you're going to take the V-Star here, and this is where things are going to get awkward. I'm sure I'm going to have to raise the camera up a little bit just to make sure you guys see what I'm doing. Because that's kind of the point of these videos, aren't they? So you can see what I'm doing. So you want to take these panels here, open them up. You see there's a little latch here. There's actually a button here that controls it. Just push this button here, and it moves that, and that's basically your release when you want to disengage whatever you clip in there. Well, not whatever, when you clip this in here, because that's the only thing that clips in there. So you just want to take this, and this will end up going into this port right there. So you just put it in at an angle, and then take it, push it back, and that will lock into place. Close that up. Just make sure these wings are up, and that's basically it. So there is the combined jet mode right there. And that does look really cool. Looks very, very nice. I dig that. That's just an overall very, very cool design. Very patriotic too. A lot of red, white, and blue going on there. So that's very, very cool. And just for comparison, here he is with the only other Masterpiece jet we have in the line, the Seeker mold. Here he is with Thundercracker. And you can see that he's like a hair longer. You can't really tell from this angle, but he's like a smidge longer than the Masterpiece Seeker mold. And here he is with Leader Jetfire, just in case somebody's going to ask, how does it scale with Leader Jetfire? Well, there he is with Leader Jetfire. Again, these are a lot of big toys I'm trying to get in frame here, so do excuse me if I can't do the best job here, but there he is with Leader Jetfire. Kind of nose to nose here he is, longer than Leader Jetfire. Definitely a lot bulkier than Leader Jetfire. So, there we go. Again, apologies for the camera work, but, you know, we got big toys to work with here, so they're not that easy to work with when you're filming, so. But there you have the combined jet mode, and looks really, really cool. Now, one added feature is you can use the shield as a flight stand. Now you're going to have to do some parts forming. What worst toy ever? On a Masterpiece, that's inexcusable. But to get the flight stand going, you want to take this piece right here, slide that out. You'll see it's just on a track right there. Take this, put this off to the side. You're then going to take this piece right here, and you're going to take it and slide it into this track, like that. And then take this piece here with this little cup, make sure this is facing forward. And you just take that, you clip that on over the top, snaps into place, and then you take this and, well, first you want to flip in all the landing gears because you're not going to need them anymore. So we'll just flip all this in, flip it down, boom. And this will oh so gently nestle his crotch. Literally, that's what it's doing. So, and it just clips on right there to his crotch. And voila, now you have a flight stand. That's a neat feature. Again, involves a little bit of parts forming. What worst toy ever? But, yeah. But, still, very, very nice inclusion there. And a nice use of the shield, too. So it actually does become something functional other than in robot mode. So that's neat. That's neat. I really, really dig that. So we'll just pop this off. It does hold on quite securely too. Get off. release the crotch. Release the crotch! Let go of the crotch! It does hold on quite securely. Get off! There we go. Jeez, man. Just didn't want to let go. Anyway, so let's get down to some transformations, because we got a lot of transformation to do. We'll just pop this gun off for now, put that off to the side. You want to take Saber and just remove him. And we're going to put the V-Star off to the side. We're going to concentrate on Saber right now. So what you want to do with Saber is you want to come in here first. You want to take out the Brain Master, because we are going to need him. Close that back up. You want to take these tail fins. You want to now bring them up. You want to bring these wings up against the back like that. You want to untab the arms. From here, they just tab into the sides of the legs. And you're going to take the legs and just extend them downward like that. They'll click into place. Open up the legs. Flip down the feet. And you got his legs all done. For the arms, you're just going to take them. You're just going to bring them up like that. The forearms are on a double hinge, so you're just going to bring them out and down like that. And then flip out his hand. Second verse same as the first. Just bring that out. Flip that down. Flip out the hand. And there you got that all done. You want to take this whole nose cone section, you're going to pop that off. What part's forming on a Masterpiece toy? Yes, you're going to pop this off. And then you're going to take this cockpit section and just slide it down. Just that little bit. Right there. Now here is where the Brain Master comes into effect. And this is really, really cool. You want to take this panel right here and you want to open it up. You notice that he has no face right now. He is faceless. He's just a helmet. Just a floating helmet. So, you want to take your Brain Master here, straighten him out. And there's a port right here on his back. And he's going to plug into, I don't know if you can see in there, there's a little post right in there. There it is, right there. So you just want to take him and just stand him up in there, push him up against that post, like that. And as you close this chest plate, it will raise the Brain Master up, in turning raising the face up into the helmet. Boom. That's really cool. That is a neat gimmick right there. So there you have Saber in his robot mode. Very cool. I really like the design of this guy. Very, very nice. Nice visor, nice silver face going on there. Get some more silver details that are revealed. Very, very cool. I really dig this little dude. He's nice. He's nice. Articulation-wise, his head can rotate. It can only rotate that much. So you can almost look pretty much all the way to the side. Like that. The arms are on a soft ratchet joint, but it can do a full 360. You got inward and outward movement. You do have a bicep swivel. You do have a wrist swivel. The fingers can open and close. Yes, he has hollow forearms. What hollow forearms on a Masterpiece toy? This is inexcusable. It's almost $200 toy. He has nothing at the waist. These little skirt pieces here are on joints also. You only get a little bit of outward movement. Only a slight bit. Legs can go forward. They can go only that far back. You do get rotation, so if you want outward movement, you can always just turn the leg that way. There is rotation at the knee. Legs can bend about 90 degrees, just a little shy 90 degrees. It can also bend forward, but that's for transformation, for the full robot mode. You can wiggle his toes up and down. So, there you have that. And just for comparison, here he is with Combiner Wars Deluxe. So you can see how he looks with those guys. And here he is with Voyager Prime. Again, just for a sense of scale. So, there you go. Now, this bit does serve a purpose here. You can flip this panel right down here, and there are little clips right here that will clip into these little slots. On his shoulders, you can clip them onto either side. But the instructions say to clip it onto that arm, so I clip it onto that arm. So there you have that. So now you can give him his sword, and that's where this little hilt comes into play. So now we can bring in the V-Star here. We're going to open up the left side, pull out that smaller blade, and that just tabs in right in there. Actually locks into place. And there you have his little sword. That's really cool. That's cool. I dig that. And you just open up his hand, feed that in there. You basically want his thumb to go into this groove right here. So you just kind of want to work that in like that. Close the hand up. And there you go. Now he's armed with his little sword. And that's cool. Very, very cool. Very nicely done. I dig that. I dig that very much. Now, you can upgrade his sword. That's right. He gets an upgrade. You can pop this whole section off. You can take this out of his hand because he's not going to need it anymore. Because he's about to get an upgrade. So what you're going to do now is you're going to open up this panel right here. Flip this open. You're going to flip out this handle. And now you can close all of this back up. You want to open up this little section right here. Split this open like that. And now you want to bring in your V-Star again. You want to open up the right side and pull out that longer blade right there. And you'll see there's a big slot right there. Big tab right there. You just want to take that, push that up into it like that. And this tab will tab into the other side, locking it into place. And there you have his upgraded sword. Right there. Very, very cool. And of course he can hold that. And you basically just work that the same way. Just make sure his thumb goes into that groove right there. It's a little bit harder to do. There we go. Close the hand up. And there he is with his much bigger sword. It does kind of it does kind of result in kind of a weight issue because he's a little... It makes him way unbalanced. You can also, if you want, again, I don't know if this happened in the show because I never watched the show, but he can hold the shield also. Slide this back on. Open up this other hand, and we can give him the shield. Like that. So he can wield the sword and the shield. Again, I don't know if he did this on the show because I never watched it, but hey, the toy can do it, so I figured might as well show it off. And again, it makes him way, way front heavy, and it's really hard to get him in a position where he's not toppling over. It's more like try to get the sword over his head and try to position his legs in some way that makes sense. And yeah, it doesn't really quite work too well, kind of, sort of. It does make for balance issues, so... But it is possible. You're just going to have to fiddle with him. I have gotten him to stand up with this stuff in his hands, but it takes some fiddling. But there you have all of that. So we'll just put that all off to the side. And now it's time to get down to the main mode, the StarSaber mode. Now to get there, what you're going to do is you're going to take his arms back into his jet mode configuration. So you just want to make sure you close his hands back up. So just flip those hands back up and bring this back up like that. And bring the arm back down. Same thing here. Again, make sure those fingers are closed. Flip that up. Bring that down. Bring that down. Now you're going to tab his legs together. Flip his feet up. And now you're going to bend his legs forward. So you're going to bend his legs up like that. And then bring the shins up against his chest like that. And then you're going to take the legs and you're going to push them down right there. And there is a natural stopping point there. So basically his head will still be poking out the top. That's what you want. And it kind of helps. If it's not sitting totally flush, just give those hips just an extra little push up and they'll click into place. You basically want those legs right up against his chest right there. So you're going to leave it like that. You want to take these little vent pieces, flip them around to reveal these different colored bigger vents. And you've got him all set and ready to go for combination. So now we're going to put him off to the side. And we're going to bring in the V-Star. Also, I just wanted to show off some of the other details on this guy. Again, lots of nice molded details. All the thrusters here are die cast. All this is metal, so he does get a good bit of heft to him. I'm sure there's other die cast on him, but I don't know where exactly, but he does have some good heft to him. So Very nice solid piece. But anyway, now we're going to get down to the V-Stars transformation. You want to take these tail fins, flip them down against the back, take the wings, flip them up. You want to do all that. You want to take this helmet section and just bring it up, kind of get it out of the way. You're going to, whoa! As things fall behind me. Wait 1 second. Sorry, something just fell over behind me. I was just checking to see what it was. So scared the crap out of me. Anyway, let's continue on. So, where was I? Yes, we're going to take this back section right here. This is on a double hinge, so you just want to untab it. It also hooks in underneath the legs right here. Not well, which is why it was so easy to just kind of pop this up. I just want to take that and bring it forward on a double hinge right now. And just get that out of the way. So now, this is when things are going to get very, very large. So let me just bring this camera up now. Again, do excuse me, but he is a big figure, so I must adjust accordingly. Make sure you guys see everything. So, here we go. So now we have the main portion here. We're going to take this whole bottom section right here. We're going to untab that. It's going to come down like that, and then this section will come up. One cool thing that does happen is as you're bringing this section up in here, you'll see a little panel that comes up with it and fills in that little gap right there. Very neat little piece of engineering. Now also, you can kind of see how that works in there. Also, there's a button right here that works this little latch right here. So once this leg clips on, it is locked into place. When you're going back into jet mode, you have to push that button right here to release that, to go back into jet mode. So just be aware of that. Don't just try to, you know, force it because you'll break something. So just lock that in place right there. You want to take the hip and you want to rotate it so this molded detail is facing forward, and then rotate the bottom of the leg back so it's facing forward again. And then the foot, you just want to flip this out, flip this up, and there you go, you got his foot all done. Second verse, same as the first. Just untab that, bring that down like that. Bring that up, make sure it locks into place. Flip out the foot, flip out the foot. There you got the legs all done. The arms, you're just going to extend them downward. Just on a slider like that, they'll lock into place. Just like that. Take that helmet, get that back out of the way. Now you're going to open these panels up, and he is now ready to receive his chest. This works the same way as when you were docking the jets. This little clip right here will end up going right in there, right between his legs. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but hey. Just again, putting it in, dropping it at an angle, like that, and then push it back so it locks into place. Just kind of a pain in the butt to do sometimes. There we go. Just make sure all that locks into place right there. Once you've done that, you close those sections up, take the wings, fold them back. You can leave them straight out or fold them back against the body. Whatever you prefer. I like to leave them actually just fanned out like that. And now he has little pinhead. Oh no, little pinhead dude. Oh, what happened to you? Oops, I forgot to rotate this. Rotate the hip. Rotate the bottom. There we go. Because that way he has knees. So there we go. How many people in the comment section already pointed out that I forgot to do that? How many? How many? So now the last bit right here is to take the helmet piece, bring it up, and again, you can't see what I'm doing, so I got to raise up some more. Again, I'm sorry for all the shaky camera work, but this is a big toy. So now you're just going to take this and bring it over his head, and it is very tight. I will say that. One thing that worries me is that this is tight, so I feel like over time this yellow paint might end up getting rubbed off. So I don't know. That's one thing that does kind of scare me a little bit. But you want to bring the helmet down, and in turn that will bring the face down, which again, nice little gimmick. You can just push it down the rest of the way. You just want to flip up his antennas right here. And again, these are just on little C-clips, so if they do pop off, of course not I'm trying to pop them off, but see, they're just on little C-clips, so there's no real worry of breaking them. But I still want to recommend you grab it by this and pull it up. But just fan those out like that. And there, oh, actually, no, we forgot one thing. You want to come back here, and you want to undo the clasp here to let go of the helmet. You want to bring this back down and just fold this back up into the back. Flip that back up. You see they'll peg in right there. Secure that in place like that. And you want to take this little back panel here, raise that up. There are tabs that will tab into those slots right there. Raise that up, and boom. And now I believe we are done. Yes, we're done. So there you have Masterpiece StarSaber in his robot mode. Very cool looking figure of a character I know nothing about, but he's very nice. He's very well done. Very, very cool. Really, really like it. Getting close here on the head sculpt. A very nice head sculpt. He looks so angry. Why is he so angry? Again, I didn't see the show, so I don't know why he's so angry. He looks so angry. But still, very nice head sculpt. And overall, just a very, very nice design. Very clean. Very cool. Very well done. So, just really, really nicely done. Articulation-wise, his head can rotate only as far as Saber's head can rotate, so you only get that much movement. The arms are on a nice ratcheting joint. You do get some outward movement. You also get this added joint right here, which allows some more outward movement. And the way the elbows work, you can totally, use these joints in tandem to get some very nice poses out of them. Another piece of articulation in the shoulders, which I didn't even know about until recently, is if you pop the back part of the shoulder, it unclips. So it can totally give him Hulk Hogan flexing action, and that can really assist in those sword handling poses. That's a really neat feature. Very cool. What? Yeah, he can do all that. Very cool. He has double jointed elbows, which is very nice. He does have a wrist swivel. The wrist is also on this little rocker joint right here. The fingers are the standard Masterpiece fingers. The one finger is articulated by itself, and these three fingers are fused together. So there you have that. He does have an ab crunch, which is nice. He actually has an ab crunch as well as an ab rocker joint. So again, very nicely posable. The waist swivel only goes that far. There's not a lot of waist swivel just due to the way that's in there. So you only get that much movement out of them. These little skirts do move out of the way to accommodate the forward movement. Legs only move back that much, which is not a lot. You do have outward movements, but again, it is hindered by these side pieces here, so you really only get that much outward movement. You do get under 90 degrees of movement there at the knee. The feet are on a rocker, so you do get a little bit of ankle tilt, not much. The feet can move up and down. It's very stiff joints. You do get slight, very, very slight ankle pivots out of him. But for the most part, he is pretty well articulated, especially in the arms. Like, I love how the arms work to accommodate all the sword poses I'm sure people will put him in. So speaking of which, weaponry-wise, he does have his gun. You can flip this longer handle down, and of course you can wield his gun. What is this called? The Saber Laser. You can hold this Saber Laser. It doesn't hold it really securely. The tab here isn't really thick enough. It doesn't really hold in the way it should, so it's more a case of he is really holding it. You have to wrap his fingers around it. So there's his Saber Laser. If you don't want him holding his Saber Laser, you can just flip this handle back in, and there's that port right there. You just take it, plug it right in there. Again, I don't know where this is supposed to store. The only thing I figured is that you can just open this up again, just slide it in there. So there you go. There's your storage for that little sword. I don't know. But of course he can hold his big sword, the big saber blade. He doesn't use this handle, though. He uses another handle, so you want to open that up, flip that back around. You can close all this back up, and this is where this longer handle comes into play. And this will just slide right in to this blue piece right here and lock into place. It doesn't lock in super secure, but it just kind of soft tabs in right there. I mean, it's not loose or anything. It's not going to fall out, but it's not, you know, a super dead solid connection. So there you have a longer handle. And again, this is way too thin, so really you can just kind of drop it into his hand. Wrap his fingers around it. And, you know, he holds onto it well enough, but if you start shaking it around and his fingers loosen up, then, you know, things will start to get loose. So, it is what it is. This was the fan-voted masterpiece, so if this toy did not turn out the way you wanted to when you voted for him, you only have yourself to blame. I'm just kidding. But there you go. But the handle is nice and long, so you can totally get him into some double-handed sword action, which is really cool. Again, just using all the joints that are in these arms, you can get him in some amazing sword poses. Very, very cool. So there you have that. And of course, you can hold his shield. You just take that. It seems to work better if you just kind of just open his hand slightly and just kind of drop it in there. And then wrap his fingers around it. So there you go. He's got his sword. This arm on mine is kind of way, way loose. It could be just a case of just, you know, tightening these screws up. I hope that's all it is. But there you go. Now he wants to hold his arm up. But there you go. Very cool figure. Very, very nice, in my opinion. Now, full comparison. Here he is with MP Starscream. As you can see, he scales with the Seekers. As you can already see, he's quite the big boy. Here he is with Grimlock. Here's with MP Grimlock. So you have him with Dinobots. And moving right along, here he is with Soundwave. So there he goes with Soundwave. Who's next up on the block? Here he is with Hot Rod. Rodimus. Whatever you want to call him. There he is with Hot Rod. Here he is with Wheeljack. And of course, Sideswipe and Prowl are the same height, so. There he is with those guys. Just because it's hilarious, here he is with Bumblebee. Oh, you're a Bumblebee. You can't even see him. There he is. Comes up to his knee. That's hilarious. He disappeared. Oh, there he is. Here he is with Leader Jetfire. Just in case somebody's wondering, there he is with Leader Jetfire. Here he is with MP10, Masterpiece Prime. So there he is with MP10. Again, way taller. And last but not least, here he is with Magnus! There he is with Magnus, the other big boy in the Masterpiece line so far. He's actually a bit taller than Magnus. So, he has a little bit of height on Magnus. That's impressive. That's impressive. So, there you have it. There you have Masterpiece StarSaber. A very, very, very cool figure. Very well done. You know, of course, it does have some parts forming. It does have a little bit of gap issue, which is completely and totally inexcusable for this price point. How dare Takara do this? They should be ashamed of themselves. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just already predicting comments. I'm sorry. But, very, very cool figure, in my opinion. Very well done, as far as I'm concerned. Takara, you know, they knocked it out of the park again. Very nice. this is the first time I'm ever going to say this, but this will probably be the only Masterpiece figure I don't keep. Because honestly, while this is a tremendous figure, you know, if I'm going to spend almost $200 on a toy, it really needs to be a character that I have some attachment to and that I care about in some way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a bunch of figures on my shelf that I have no attachment to. I mean, I have Scoop, for God's sake. I mean, but that's a $15 toy. This is an almost $200 toy. So like I said, if I'm going to spend almost $200, it needs to be a character that I have some attachment to. I really have no attachment to StarSaber. Like I said, I know nothing about him. So I honestly don't know if this guy is going to stay here or I'm just going to pass him along to somebody who will appreciate it more. I really don't know yet. But he is kind of growing on me. I mean, he is, like I said, an awesome figure, nonetheless. A very, very awesome figure. Oh, one thing I should mention before I continue on. There is storage for the sword. You see there is a tab right there. You can just tab it into this slot right here on the back. So if you don't want him actually holding a sword, there is storage for it. So, and I don't know if you can get a full-on... that might be asking a lot. I don't think you can get a full-on sword or drawing pose, or maybe you can. I think you could, actually. Maybe. Let me see. Kind of, sort of. Might be asking too much. Actually, he can reach back there and grab it. And draw. He actually can draw his sword. That's impressive. He can actually draw his sword from that spot. Kudos. Kudos. That's impressive. I will say, that's impressive. That's the first time I tested that. But, yeah, like I said, I honestly don't know if I'm going to hold on to this figure just due to the fact that, you know, like I said, for how much money I spent on this, it needs to be on something that I really, really want. And I kind of bought him more because I felt like I had to, not because I really wanted him. But he is growing on me. I don't know. He may stay here. He may, like I said, end up getting passed on to somebody else who will appreciate it more. But still, nonetheless, a tremendous, tremendous figure. Very well done. 2 thumbs up as far as I'm concerned. Takara knocked another masterpiece out of the park as far as I'm concerned. Very, very cool figure. Definitely worth owning if you are a fan of StarSaber. And, of course, if you would like to own your own StarSaber, you can check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check it out. And that is pretty much all there is to say about this guy. So, there is the Takara Transformers MP24 Masterpiece StarSaber. He's MP24, right? Right? Just make sure. Yes, MP24 Masterpiece StarSaber. And this is MGO saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud. Palm in your face. StarSaber, welcome aboard. Yeah, whatever. Where do you keep the food around here? There's some pizza bagels in the fridge. Pizza bagels, pff. That's like prison food. Is this... I'll find something. I hate him so much.